Hey everyone. I know it's been a while since I've made one of these, and I'm sure you're all wondering where I've been. But that's not important right now. You know what it is? Season 3, done!
Those crazy nights I do remember.
So how was it? Well, for most people, it did not live up to their sky-high expectations. To everyone else, who's accepted Princess Celestia as their newfound god, probably haven't been convinced otherwise. So it ranges from people fawning over its perfection to knocking its ass to hell. Thankfully, I don't plan on doing either in this video. It started with the fact that this season's episode count was halved, so people immediately thought that they were putting the effort of 26 episodes into 13. But guess what? It doesn't work that way. Obviously, by default, this season wasn't going to be even near as good as the other ones, and when I accepted that early on, I wasn't as upset as everyone else. But whether you're on the side of this being a good or bad season, I think we can agree there was definitely a dip in quality. I'm sure some people are going to tell me the animation improved, and that may be true, but even for a cartoon, good-looking animation only gets you so far. The rest of it comes from writing. And despite bringing in names like Jason Thiessen and Corey Powell, the writing for this season was really lacking. The three main issues that plagued this season was too much Pinkie Pie, kid exposition, and constantly abandoning logic. The too much Pinkie Pie thing, I'll admit, is really opinionated of me. I know plenty of people can't get enough of her, and that's fine. I don't hate her myself, I think she's a fun character. But it's just like how the second season had too much Rainbow Dash. Pinkie Pie just sucked away so much screen time of what could have been given to the others. I don't mind her coming on to crack a joke, but they didn't keep it balanced. As for the kid exposition, if you don't know what that is, it's when things are written with the idea that the kids watching can't think or comprehend, so the characters have to explain everything that's going to happen, everything that is happening, and then everything that just happened. Here's what it looks like. Oh my god! This is a door! I'm gonna have to open it so I can walk through it! Now that I've opened it, I can walk through it now. Now I'm outside the room. I do understand this show's primary demographic and bringing it down to simpler terms without bombarding them with information, but there's a huge difference between being geared for kids and treating your audience like idiots. And that's exactly what I got from these episodes, constantly being talked down to because apparently thinking is too hard. What happened to the days of just showing us what's happening and not explaining every single detail? Or when the dialogue felt natural and made sense without being filled with lines that have no purpose existing other than to abridge what we're already watching. All it does is make it harder for the adults to watch as well as mock kids' intelligence. Like I said, I know some of it is still needed, but there are so many better ways to make episodes that are easy for kids to follow while still being fun and interesting for adults, which for one, these writers have already shown they're plenty capable of doing, and two, was exactly what turned many people into bronies. I know why we have it, but there's just way too much of it. But the one thing that they have no excuse for is when they abandon logic for a stupid as all hell plot. And that's the one thing that really irritated me when watching this season. More than half the episodes had plots that's only fuel is your lack of attention and the character's own stupidity. Now, it's not to say that the plots themselves were dumb, it's how they get started, how they unfold, and just how everything that happens in the episodes is only because these characters are too idiotic. I know these characters fuck up every now and again, but it would be nice to see plots not made from mistakes these characters, despite their imperfections, wouldn't normally make. It would also be nice to get plots that can't be completely derailed right from the beginning by using, I don't know, common sense. In all seriousness, the best thing that happened in this season wasn't even in the season at all. It was the comic books. These were exactly what Season 3 should have been, but wasn't. They had a really good sense of humor, a fun creative story, the right amount of emotion, character development, expansion on pony lore, and above all, actually took its audience seriously without dumbing down its emphasis on storytelling. If they were to make any of these issues into episodes, I'm willing to bet they'd be the best episodes of the whole series, no joke. Still, the fact that the official source material doesn't even live up to the semi-official spin-off material makes me kinda sad. But as far as bitching and moaning goes, was this really the worst season so far? Absolutely. But is that really a big surprise to people? Or is it even really a big deal? Part of what made this show so good was people's lack of expectation. Nobody thought they'd be getting anything out of a show from the My Little Pony franchise, and it ended up being really shocking when they did. Now that the show has this gigantic fan base and an unfairly established title as the greatest TV show ever in the existence of time and space, people were expecting a Canterlot wedding every week, and when they didn't get that, everyone and their mother could not and would not accept anything less. Fans like to set expectations that rarely can ever be met, and thus things get regarded as much worse than they actually are. I never thought this show was perfect. It's not even one of my all-time favorites, but it brought me back to cartoons again, and I thought it deserved a lot more love than hate it was receiving at the time I started making these videos. And most of the things that got me into this show in the first place, they kept. We still have these fun, memorable characters, funny jokes, and the episodes that were good were awesome. It's still better than most of the shit cartoons we have today. Yeah, the ratio of good to bad episodes was much higher in this season, but that's only because there were only 13 episodes. And that alone should have already told people that this wasn't going to top the other seasons. But people focused too much on what they wanted it to be and not actually what it was. And for what we got, it was alright. It could have been worked on a little bit better, but honestly, what doesn't? It had some good episodes, had some bad episodes, kinda like a typical season. It was just alright.
Yeah, it's all alright. I guess it's all alright. I got nothing left inside of my chest, but it's all alright. Yeah, it's all alright. I guess it's all alright. I got nothing left inside of my chest, but it's all alright.
Now quick, let's talk about Equestria Girls, the new spin-off series that everyone's assuming is the reason we only got 13 episodes this season. It's supposed to air in spring, is not supposed to interrupt the official 4th season, and is not much known outside the few leaked images here. Popular thought is that it looks stupid. Mine is that if they continue the lack writing from this season and keep the creepy radioactive mutant girl look, yeah, it probably will be. On the other hand, I can see this being really, really funny. I mean, imagine if the human world is literally our world, where My Little Pony is only a cartoon. What if they get to see what we think of them, or maybe they even get to meet some bronies? This could be a really meta-type show with a lot of opportunity. I don't think people should shoot it down immediately just because these first few images look dumb. Optimism and open mind. That's my motto. Did anyone else see the commercial for the show where they stole from this guy, who stole it from this guy? It's this creativity stealing that just... I'm getting sidetracked. Do you guys want to know where I've been? I've been busy. I'm in college now. And on top of that, I have a job. How do you think I got the new camera? That's why videos haven't been so frequent, and why the Identity Part 2 retrospective is taking so long. It's also mostly been due to the fact of this being a really ambitious project that has been a bunch of technical problems and learning how to use new programs. I really underestimated how big this was going to be, and for that, I'm sorry. I know you've all been very patient, and I'm really glad you're so supportive, and all I can say is that considering the small time frame I'm having, I'm doing my best to get these out to you, okay? And just please try to understand that. I do plan on making my quota with the My Little Pony videos. I'm probably going to get those out to you before the Ed and Eddie one, but we'll see. The top 20 moments video is going to be the same as it usually is, but for my favorite and least favorite episodes, I'm just going to combine those into one big list, from worst to best, considering how small this season was. I'm also going to combine Crystal Empire into one episode, so that's going to be a top 12 list instead of a top 13. So videos are on the way. All I'm asking for is your patience and understanding that I have a life when I turn off that camera. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.